think that's better. Okay, guys. So yeah, I just wanted to continue with our conversation. And this time I just kind of wanted to talk about medication. My son did start medication, and it really wasn't like I wanted to at the time, but at this time they were saying that like you had to have your child on medication or they could not attend school. This was at the school that he went to. So it was like you were forced. So they were like, if your child doesn't take medication, they can't come to school. So that was what I was faced with. So with that being said, he was on medication, and this one particular time I gave him his medicine. He, swallowed it with water or what have you. And then I got to work, and shortly after I got to work, I got a phone call, and it was from his school. And they were saying, Bryson, your son, had his medication in his mouth. And I was like, excuse me? I gave it to him. He swallowed and everything. Yeah. So come to find out what he did. He put it in his mouth, and he put it up in his gum, between his gum and his teeth, and just pretended as if, he was taking his medication, and he had the pill in his mouth. So with that being said, I actually had to, go to the school and talk to the school and all that kind of stuff. So if in fact your child is on medication, just make sure that they take their medication, if that's the avenue that you guys decide to go down. So if I didn't have to give him the medication, I would have opted out. But I was a single mom. I didn't have anybody to, help watch him. I couldn't afford to stay home with him, because I had bills, I had rent to pay, I had other kids and things like that. So I felt like I was pretty much forced to give him medication, and it was something that, I really didn't want to do. If I could do it again, I would choose not to give him medication. And I would probably have stayed at home with him when he was younger. That's probably what I would have done. Because there's no one that's going to spend time with your child and take care of your child when they're sick and do things like that you would do. No one's going to do that. There may be some people that will, do their job, their 9 to 5, but no one's going to actually really take care of your child like you would. So if there are any programs out there, that would help with that, like help with rent and all that kind of stuff, and allow the parents to stay at home to take care of their children, I feel like that's best. Because when you have your child on medications, you actually have to go through like so many different medications to actually figure out which one is gonna best work for your child. And with that being said, you might go through 3, 4, 5 different medications before you figure out what medication best works for your child. We never ever figured out or matched up a medication for my child, and the last medication that he actually took actually brought his hair out and other things too. It had like patches of his hair falling out, like on one side. He just had like a bald spot right here on his head. And, that was just one of the things that we went through with that. I mean, I'm just going to go through some of the things that we went through growing up with him, because I said like he's 19 now. So there are so many different things that I, can share with you guys, but I just thought I'd talk about, medication today. It was just on my heart to talk about. And so yeah, they have so many different medications that they want. Try this, try that, try this, try that. And, we did that, and, trying to talk to the teacher, trying to, you know, do what's best for the child. But to me, I feel like what was best for the child was I should have stayed at home with him when he was younger, you know, until we kind of figured out, you know, this thing with him being on the autistic side. And yeah, because when you're trying to figure out something, like if your child is diagnosed with something, it's kind of hard to continue to go to work as your child is being diagnosed. You going back and forth to the doctor's office and trying to figure things out. I had to take off for testing because we had to go to a center, you know, like an autistic center that they have, where you kind of like take tests and different things like that, and they talk to you, and you have like different counseling and different things like that, so they can figure out what, you know, side of the autistic spectrum that you're on. So we had to do that and all that. So yeah, so back to the medication. Yeah, so yeah, he had the medication in his mouth, and I had to go to the school and talk to them and different things like that. And they were like, hey, you have to make sure he takes the medication. I'm like, oh, I thought he did. You know, he hid it up in his mouth and I didn't see it. And they were like saying, you know, that he could have done this and he could have done that, you know, which is true. And I did not know that. So I'm just trying to prepare you guys for the different things that kids do, you know. And we moved past that, you know, and I had to let him know, don't do that, you know, blah, 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 you know. But he's on the receiving end of the medication, and he actually knows how it made him feel, and he didn't want to take it either, you know. And so you know, that was a hard part, because the school was like, well, he can't come unless he, you know, takes the medication. And so yeah, so I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about, you know, that situation, what happened to us, and different things like that. So like I said before, if you guys choose to go the medication route, make sure your kiddo actually takes the medication, so that when they go to school, you know, they won't have issues like that, you know, even if it could be like maybe an hour or something before they have to be at school or something like that, you know, give them the medication. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and end on that, guys. I appreciate you guys so much for watching. Until next time, I don't know where I'm gonna talk, you know, I don't know what I'm gonna talk about next time, but it's gonna be on the autism spectrum. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Comment, like, subscribe, share me out with your friends and family. And until next time, guys, love you guys.